All right. Right, so welcome to the Rights of Way remote meeting, Wednesday the 13th of July. Please note that today's meeting will be recorded. This recording may be broadcast on the authority's internet. All attendees will be in view of the camera, and by attending you are consenting to being filmed and to the possible use of those images and sound recordings being used as outlined above. So the first item on the agenda, apologies for absence. Are there any apologies? No, we assume
We've
there are
received
no
apologies from Councillor Michelle Jones.
Michelle Jones. Right, you are then. Are there any declarations of interest? No. No. Item 3 on the agenda is an information report. Everyone would have read it. If anyone's got any questions, just to ask Geraint if you don't understand anything. No question. Item 4 on the agenda is Treharris 23. So is Cheryl or Geraint going to run through it?
Good morning all. It's just a basic report in regards to record a public right of way at Claremont Drive to Harris Court at Teesloyd Park, Treharris. It's under the Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981. And do you want me to share my screen because the recommendations are there for everybody to see it?
I've got it on a separate screen.
You have it there, do you?
So do I.
Is there any more information that you need from us, or have you read the report? Are you happy to proceed?
Yeah. Yes. Has anyone got any questions for Cheryl? No.
No questions, Chair.
No questions, no. So perhaps if you outline the recommendations, then
Do you want me to outline the recommendations, or do you want to take it as read?
The recommendations are as on the report, Chair, that the route be recorded as the Treharris 23 on the definitive map, and we go through the legal process to do the same and await any objections that may or may not come in.
fair enough then.
I think Councillor Gibbs has his hand up.
Oh yes, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. I would just like to move the recommendations that are put before us in the report.
Fair enough. Is there a seconder?
Yeah, happy to second, Chair.
Fair enough. Well, if we put it through to the vote, then all those in favour.
I think it's just you, Chair, to vote.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, that's carried. Then that's
favour.
unanimous.
I'm on a different computer today, so
yeah.
So it's carried unanimously then. Okay. Well, thanks very much. The next item on the agenda. Sorry about this. The next item on the agenda is Treharris 38. So perhaps Cheryl would like to outline that.
Right, again, this is slightly different. We received an application, but it doesn't meet the criteria of the 20 years use. This is to record a public right of way at Fir Tree Drive, Quakers Yard, and it goes down to Roderick's Terrace in Quakers Yard, also again under the Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981. And due to the reasons listed in the recommendations, that we reject this at this time.
Are there any questions? Kevin?
Thanks, Chair. Cheryl, can you give us a little bit of background on this? Because when I first read the report, I'm sure I read the application was received in 2006.
It was,
yes. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct, yes.
Why has there been such a delay? If the application was received in 2006, we know, 16 years down the line. Just curious as to why it's taken so long to come to committee.
There are a number of reports still awaiting to come to committee. This is not this is not just the one-off. There's quite a number of them. My job when I initially started 10 years ago is to reduce the backlog, which we've been doing. Obviously, when you put a report to committee, a lot of them take a lot of time investigating and doing, to get it to this stage. So we pick up a few a year and we run with them until we come to this stage. But there are, get how many on the books? I
think there's a pile, and I think we've had some awkward ones because, of course, we've had the West Merthyr routes to do. We've had the East Merthyr routes, which will be coming to you in September, and a pile of them, because they've been sat there for so long, they do tend to lead to a public inquiry, which of course prolongs the whole process then, because to be fair to Cheryl, I mean, there is only Cheryl that tends to be working on them, so she can't split herself umpteen ways. So what we tend to do is do a few, take them all the way through the process so they're rolling. But if we do end up with a public inquiry, obviously it will stop the old claims moving, because the time is taken up, because the planning inspectorate will impose a timetable on us, which we have to stick to.
Lovely. So it's just a case of clearing old cases from a backlog.
Yeah,
then.
This is what I'm doing at the moment.
Okay, no problem with that. Then it's just I was a bit concerned that it's taken 16 years to get to committee. So
more coming through. That's a lot older.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, lovely. Thanks, Cheryl. My other question is based around the. They said the previous landowner on the evidence. The previous landowner used to give them permission. Was the previous landowner a private resident, or was it the construction company that actually built the estate?
Shall I take that one, Cher?
I think it's a private resident. He actually lives there at the moment. He's living surrounding that area. He's one of the builders. That's as far as I know. That's what we were told. Yeah.
Yeah. The issue is, Kevin, if a landowner actually gives you permission, he's obviously allowing you to do it. The whole purpose of recording a public right of way is you're supposed to be using it without someone's permission.
Yeah.
So the fact that they've given you permission doesn't help them.
No, I know. I appreciate that, and that was the point I was going to come to. That the fact they've had to ask somebody to use the land doesn't make, in my eyes, doesn't make it a right of way. No. And I was just wondering whether it'd been a change of ownership for the owner of the land.
What would happen, Kevin, is the period of use when they were given permission would have to be discounted.
Yeah, sure. No, that's me. Thanks very much, Cheryl. Thanks again.
Well, are there any comments?
Councillor Colburn, Chair.
Malcolm, yes.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. Yeah, just a quick question. Is it just on the 20-year rule that we're recommending that it's not accepted at this time?
Yes.
So it could come to us again in another 4 years' time, and we would know.
No, they'd have to submit a new application. Yeah.
So does that mean the 20-year period starts again then, or?
The 20-year
period will be up in 2026, so they can put an application in after 2026.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After then,
it doesn't start again from now. No, it doesn't start again from now. It starts again from 20 years previous. Yeah. So they can come in 2026.
All right. Okay, thank you. That was all.
Thank you.
Declan, Chair.
Oh, Declan, yes.
Thank you, Chair. Just two things. Have you had any representation from elected members in regard to this? Elected members from Trearis?
Yes, we have. Yes, and we've discussed them.
And I can't see it on there. Were they for this or against?
The representations from the elected member came in after the report was published. We had discussions with the elected member prior to it because he was asking about it and the whole process was explained to him. there weren't actually any written representations received from the representative.
Okay, so the elected member was just asking about the process, basically.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it's fine. And I do notice down, excuse me, the line of the route, the route is discernible on the ground. I just had to look that up, and just for plain English for anyone watching, it means you can't see where anyone has walked along that area.
No, discernible means you can see it.
It can be seen.
It can. Okay.
Yeah.
It can be seen. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I asked that question. Okay, thank you both.
Are there any other questions? Or are there any comments?
No comments.
So someone like to propose it? Kevin?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. I'd like to propose the recommendations that are laid out in the report and move that we accept those recommendations.
Is
I'll
there a
second, Chair.
seconder?
Yeah, I'll second, Chair.
Oh, if we put it to the vote, then all those in favour? Yes. Oh, so
Doesn't
it's
vote.
carried then. Yeah, so it's carried. I've not got any other business.